Hi there, everyone. Welcome to this live stream of Flickr's World Photography Day Contest 2024. Thank you all for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I see there's a lot of you joining us here live for the announcement. My name is Alastair Jolly. I'm Global Brand Manager for Flickr, and it is my pleasure to walk you through the winners of this year's contest. A very big contest this year. Lots and lots of entries, as most of you will have seen. I saw lots of comments just over the last few days, people talking about how on earth do they judge this competition. And it is a tough competition to judge, let me tell you. I will tell you a little bit more about just a little bit behind the scenes of how we go about judging the competition for those of you that are interested. But first of all, a huge thank you to this year's sponsors. Your Public Lands this year stepped up and sponsored the competition with us. And I want to give a huge shout out to Public Lands for joining us in the contest this year, being part of the outdoor world as a retailer, but also joining us at Flickr in doing a lot of work to protect the open spaces and wild places that us as photographers long to be in and care for, and we do a lot of work together with Public Lands and the Conservation Alliance on protecting our open spaces. So a huge thank you to them. They have donated a bunch of prizes. Our community team will be in contact with the winners to let them know just what prizes they've won for this competition. But I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Public Lands for joining us in this year's competition. There were, let me just pull up this next screen. I need to be very careful today about what screen I press because I don't want to give anything away in advance. But if I pull up the group page on Flickr, you will see that there were nearly 13,000 of you joined the group this year, which is incredible. Thank you so much for everyone who took part in the group, who joined and got involved in uploading photographs and involved in the discussions. There were over 33,000 photographs entered into this year's contest and 111 discussions. One of my favourite parts about the contest that we do here at Flickr are the discussions. I love seeing you all in there asking questions about the contest, obviously, but also posting your favourite images, creating little, albums of your favourite images from the competition, discussing various topics and discussing some of the images. So thank you to everyone who got involved in the group and were part of the community. For me, I think the best bit about the contest is the community building that it does. Yes, there are some of you today who are going to be winners, and congratulations to you. But I think the competition is way more than just the 5 winners we're going to have today. 33,000 images, in there. A lot of people are going to be disappointed that they don't win because we only have 5 winners. But I think, and I say this every time, we are all winners by being part of this community, by sharing our passion, sharing our photography, discussing other people's passions, being inspired and motivated. That is what we all get from this competition. That is what makes us all winners, even if we're not one of the 5 who are picked as the ultimate winners of the competition. I say that every year, and I see comments every time about people not agreeing with the winners, or being upset that the images weren't the ones they expected to win. But there can be only 5 out of 33,000. As you can appreciate, it is a tough choice. But take heart that you're part of an incredible community, sharing something that we all love. And I think that is the big thing we need to take away from this contest. So let me tell you a little bit about how we judge this contest. It is no mean feat judging 33,000 images. We finish the judging with square eyes. We tend to say, after looking at so many images, someone was asking online if we create galleries or if we create albums to help us, pick our winners, or if we favorite all the ones we like. We try and not do that as a team. because it gives some insight publicly as to what images we're looking at and which ones might be in the shortlist. So there's a judging panel here at Flickr, myself and a bunch of the community team who are all incredible experts and really experienced at looking at photography. Many of us, like myself, have been in the photography world for many decades. And, I've been judging competitions for 20 years. And the whole team gets together and we search by category. So we ask you all to tag your images that you enter with the category tag. We search by that tag, and that will show us that whole category. And you can still imagine, even per category, you're 5,000-6,000 images in each category. So we go through the category, and we just gradually look through those images, and we start to pick our favorites. So each of us in the judging panel will start creating shortlists for each category. And what we'll do is we'll just grab the URL and keep it in a document, so that as more images come in, we start building up our individual shortlists. Once the competition is closed, we then share our shortlists together, and then go into a bit of a debate over the last week after the competition was closed. People speaking up for the images they like, and other people speaking up for the images that they want to see as the top images. And in some cases, we're very fortunate that everybody has a shortlist that has one image that is in everybody's list. And other times we have to battle it out and speak up for the images that we all want to go forward, and then we ultimately come up with a consensus of the images that win. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into how we go about judging the winners from 33,000 photographs. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to showcase each category. I'll showcase the winner. I will post in the chat, for those of you who are watching live, I will post in the chat a link to the image so that you can go look at it on your bigger screen or on your own device, rather than looking at it through the live stream, when sometimes the quality can be up and down on the live stream. So hopefully it stays stable. But I'll share the link in the chat as I'm talking through each image, and then we'll showcase the image, and I'll give you a little insight into what the panel had to say about each image. So, without further ado, are we all ready? Are we all sitting comfortably? We won't take too long. There's only 5 winners, 5 categories, so it won't take too long. But we will start off with the category that we called Seasons in the Wilderness, the nature category. And this was a category we really wanted to see people showcasing not just the beauty of nature, but also the seasons and how the seasons change, how seasons make you feel about photography when you look at it. So let's share the first winner. So let me get the right window open, and then if I press this button, I can reveal that the winner of Seasons in the Wilderness is this wonderful image by John Wang, and it's called Lightning over Torweep. So let me just post the link to that in the chat, and that looks like it should be in the chat now. So yes, this image is by John Wang, Seasons category, Seasons in the Wilderness. I think many of us had this image in our shortlist for the category. One, it's a great image on its own, beautifully lit, beautifully exposed, very dramatic, very much a wilderness area. But the timing of capturing the lightning as this storm passed over the canyon really gave the panel this sense of the stormy season, as the weather's changing, as the weather front's coming through, and just an incredible landscape to look at. Even just on a normal day, this is going to be a pretty epic landscape, such a wilderness area, no people to be seen, but to capture it during this type of weather moment, this storm, you can see right in the middle of the frame this huge dump of rain that's happening in the center of the storm, and then on this outer edge, the lightning captured beautifully. Haven't spoke to John yet. We will speak to John, but I'm assuming there was probably several images fired off as this event was happening above the canyon. But this one, he's just managed to capture, the lightning coming down beautifully on the left hand side of the frame there, and it balances really well with the sun peeking through on the horizon on the right, which I personally felt just really balanced the image rather than it being very left dominant with the lightning. Having this sunset element peeking through the stormy clouds on the right, I felt really balanced up this image really well. If you see me looking down, I can see the chat scrolling through as you all comment on these images. Thank you for your wonderful comments. I see many familiar faces in there, so hi folks to those of you that I know personally. Beautiful shot. Hopefully you all really appreciate what an incredible shot this was. And John, congratulations on winning Seasons in the Wilderness category, the nature category for this year. There were many, many, many wonderful images in each category. The nature category was very, very strong this year. Gave us quite a bit of difficulty trying to make our shortlist short enough. But yeah, incredible image of John's as the winner. And yeah, go check it out when we share the link and have a good look at it and leave some comments for John. Congratulate him on his win on Flickr. I would really appreciate if you did that. So yeah, fantastic. One thing I forgot to mention, as well as the announcement today about the winners, there are several things that are going to happen over today and in the coming days. We will post a blog later today, again highlighting all the winners and some information about the images that won. The community team will also be curating, I believe, some galleries of what we're going to call honourable mentions. So those images that we felt made it into our shortlists or were just really great images that needed to be recognised, we will put those into the category galleries for honourable mentions, so that you can go have a look at some of the other ones we thought were really great. I would highly encourage you to continue the discussion in the Flickr group about what images you really liked in each of the categories as well. Right, let me change tabs, so we will move to the next tab. The next category is called Lives in the Open. It's people and portraits category, but specifically about people enjoying their lives or living their lives in the open, not just necessarily open spaces, but open of spirit, open of action, and people categories in any contest are always super popular. We love taking photographs of each other and the communities around us. And again, this was not a short list. I personally love taking photographs of people, so I had a very long short list that I could have argued probably for most of them to have been winners in my short list. So it does take a bit of work. But eventually we got some consensus that this was the image that we wanted to put forward as our winner of Lives in the Open. And the winner this year is Jason Garris, with this beautiful image of a young lady truly living her best life. So let me just post that one in the chat so that you can all go have a look at that. That looks like it's posted in the chats and on the various platforms. So yes, Jason, congratulations on winning the Lives in the Open. This is a really great moment. There's some discussion about some details about the shot where Jason took this image, and I think it was a community event, and I think we've all tried, those of us that have some kids or have been around kids have all tried to capture this moment. I know I have many out of focus images of my kids on swings, but I loved it's maybe a bit of a cliche, but I love the innocence of this image. You know, the being able to capture and photograph children just living their best lives without a care. And what best place to do it than on a swing? We all love swings, and just the timing of it, beautifully caught at the top of the swing. Nice leading lines. I love the fact that the swing is kind of off kilter, off angle a little bit. It gives it a little bit of dynamic feel to the image. I love the the expression on the face of just being in the moment. The child's not engaging with the photographer. They're looking slightly off camera, and they're just in that moment. They're not, specifically posing for an image on the swing. They're just having a great time. Not an easy shot to capture. You need the right shutter speed and the right timing and the right moment. Really great depth of field as well. We all really loved the bokeh, the highlights coming through, probably shrubbery or railings in the back, just gave this really lovely mottled feel in the bottom right of the image. Some great color combinations there in the out of focus areas, and then just a really great exposure of this little kid out there having the best time living their life in the open. And just congratulations, Jason. Thank you for taking images like this. Many of us, shy away from capturing moments of our kids these days and enjoying their best. And it's great to document these and just really enjoy the spirit of people living their lives in the open. So again, Jason, the team will be in touch and let you know about the prizes that you've won. And thank you to everybody again who entered into the people category, Lives in the Open. A tough category to judge. The people category is typically one genre. We think of it as one, it's people photography, but there were so many different genres of photography within that category. We probably could have split that category up into 10 different ones. There were so many incredible images. So thank you so much. Again, look forward to a whole bunch of honourable mentions coming for each of these categories in the Flickr gallery, which we'll share with you as the days go past. So, moving on, let me move my tabs over to the next category, which is animals and wildlife. It is wildlife and the habitat and their habitats. Wildlife animal images are always really popular on Flickr contests. This was probably one of the biggest categories that people entered. Some outstanding images. I'm going to say that a lot. I'm going to say it for every category, but this category had an incredible amount of spectacular images. I know when I started my photography career many years ago, I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be a wildlife photographer or a motorsport photographer. I became neither, but wildlife is something I think many photographers, when they first start, it's what they hope to capture. So without further ado, the winner of the wildlife and their habitats category is this image by Deirdre, and it's called Sunrise Sleepy Dalmatian Pelican, Greece. So a Dalmatian pelican taken in Greece. Let me just post that in the chat for you all. There we go. So, beautiful image by Deirdre. There were many incredible images of wildlife and animals in this category, but we really, as the title of the category suggested, wildlife and their habitats. What really helped this image become the one that we picked was telling a bigger story than just a portrait of the animal. Incredibly sharp, beautiful image of a pelican, but there's more story than just the picture of the pelican. This image has been taken at an incredible time of day. As the sun was rising, as Deirdre mentions in the comments, that early light just reflecting off the water and giving everything such a warm glow was great timing. Deirdre also mentions in the comments on the image that she was in a boat. So that low angle, because she's literally on the water, just gave this really great perspective of the pelican. You feel like you're in the water there with the pelican. But then just being able to widen the image out a little bit and give the image room to let us see the habitat where this pelican is, really helped us narrow down to this image. The branches of these kind of dead trees that the pelican's using to roost on were really nice. Again, it gave this really nice balance to the image where you have, the pelican on the left and, these branches of a similar sort of weight and dimensions on the right were really nice. But what clinched it for me was this beautiful spider's web between the branches that has, the highlights on it, and the items captured in the web have just really caught that early morning light and just given this extra little dimension to the image that keeps me in the story of the image, keeps me wanting to look at the image and look for more. As I say, lots of great images of wildlife in them, in the category, but some of them just needed a little bit more story, I think, for those of us on the panel to make us want to pick that image over the other ones. So an incredible picture of the pelican, the rim light around the feathers on the chest and the back of the head. There's a real nice highlight in the tail feathers of the bird, but together with all those other elements, the colors, the time of day, the balance of the image, the detail in things like the spider's web just really helped us narrow down to this being the winner of the category. So huge congratulations to Deirdre. Thank you to everybody again who entered this category. It was quite an incredible category and some great comments coming in there. So thank you for those wonderful comments coming in. I did see this comment. I'm going to see if I can get it on screen. Jason, one of our winners, is in the chat. He says, thanks for all the love. Such an honour among so many incredible entries. Jason, delighted that you were able to join us in the chat today while we announced the winners. Congratulations on winning that category with a great shot. So, yeah, congratulations. Thank you for being here. Right, moving on. Make sure I click the right buttons and not spoil the next image. Let me just grab a link to it, ready for the chat. So, the next category, moving on, is patterns in nature. Boy, this was a tough one. So many different ways to capture a story about patterns in nature. So many ways to, showcase or interpret what that category meant. So if you go search the category within the pool and look at the abstracts of patterns in nature, you'll see a kaleidoscope of types of photography. There's everything from nature to man-made objects to architecture to macro, big landscapes, details. There's everything in this one category. It really is a spectacular category to go look at. Does not make it easy to judge, but yeah, it's a great category. So, moving on, the winner of Patterns in Nature, the abstract category, is this beautiful image by Martin Durack. Martin, congratulations. Let me just post that in the chat for you all. Beautiful, beautiful image. This one was on several shortlists, and quite rightly so. Just beautiful capture of a spectacular location. I love this image because there's images within images, which sometimes can be distracting, but sometimes it really works. This is an image that holds the attention because every time you look at it, you find another little detail that you want to look at. But all those details are patterns in nature. It's like the bits of the image that I go to, and I think that's really nice, in its own is a pattern in nature. The things I'm kind of talking about is the field, the ploughed, or the crop field on the upper right of the image, where on its own is just beautiful. This beautiful light, these rolling, probably wheat fields or something, just capturing the light and the sort of gradient as it goes into shadow at the top right of the image was really nice, along with the tractor stripes through it. That in itself is beautiful. Then you have this next pattern of this little kind of orchard separating what is then another detail which looks like a field that's been harvested, before you then move into another little orchard, all beautifully held in place by another pattern line of trees in the foreground of the image. I just thought this worked on so many levels. It was not too much, but there was lots and lots of stuff in this one image. It's a fairly, it's a big landscape, but Martin's managed to crop in and capture for me what I thought was really just enough to make it super interesting, to really highlight the patterns that nature or the landscape is creating here. And then I'm just thinking again, you look at the shadows, and there's a whole other pattern language in here, just of the shadows of the trees. So still looking at it. I've looked at this for many weeks now, still looking at it now. I'm seeing things that I think are really, really nice about this image, and I thought it was a very worthy winner of our Patterns in Nature competition. Someone just said simplicity at its best. Yeah, it is a very, very simple image, but it's more than that. It's actually quite a complicated image of these intersecting abstract patterns, which I just felt for this category this year, it worked perfectly for me. A really great image, shot at a beautiful time of day, and really, really loved it. Sorry, I was looking at a message there by Christian, who said simplicity at its best. I agree, Christian, thank you very much. And lo and behold, here's another mention here from Martin himself. Martin's in the chat. Thank you for the kind words. I'm honoured my picture managed to stand among such great competition. Love from Czech Republic. So thank you for being here, Martin. It's great to see you in the chat. So I'm assuming this was, I think, shot round about Czechia. So yeah, beautiful image. Really, really enjoyed this, and I'll continue to look at this image long after the competition's finished. I really think it's a great image to revisit. Okay, that leaves us with one category, the urban exploration category. The last category, but by no means last in quality. It was another really, really, really busy category. They all were this year. And again, a category that had so many different types of photography, although it is, the urban category, and we think of it as being about cities and cityscapes, you all managed to really make it a very compelling category by being, interpreting that category title and doing your best to come up with things that were just, above and beyond the usual stuff that we would expect to see. So our last winner for today, and the last winner for this year's category, is in the urban exploration category, is Michael Hertel, with this very interesting rendition of Frankfurt City. The Other View is the title of this image. The Other View, Frankfurt City. I thought this was really clever. I thought the title was clever as well, but I thought the image was really interesting to give us what feels like a rear view view of the city, but yet you're looking forward in the camera. Obviously, it's this beautiful reflection in this vehicle of the city, and it really works great as a a black and white image, of course, it stops us looking and getting too distracted by color and just looking at the content of the image. But yeah, just a very clever way of capturing a rendition of a city view, but making it very thought-provoking. This different view. Michael, I won't put words in your mouth, but how is Michael interpreting how he looks at Frankfurt City? How does he want us to think about it? I love an image that has story, obviously, so there's lots of things going on in this image. I want to know, is this a traffic jam? Is this, just was the traffic moving through the scene? Was Michael walking through the traffic? Did he get out his vehicle to go take this image because the vehicle in front had this view? I'm sure we'll probably get some details from Michael now that he's the winner. But yeah, story for me is really important. Lots of stories going on here, but also I love the frame. You have a story on the street, but it's framed by an element of the street. The vehicle is creating the frame for the image that Michael wants us to look at. And it actually prevents you being distracted by some of there's some small street signs and stuff popping out at the top. But because it has its own frame in the image, it draws the attention, focuses the attention on the things that you want to look at. I thought the position of the dark, moody cloud right in the middle of the sky between the buildings was a really great way to kind of control that, potential big highlight area, big potential empty spot in the center of the frame there. But yeah, it all came together really great, Michael. You handled this really, really well, and I congratulate you on being the winner of the Urban Exploration category this year. The panel had a wonderful time looking through all these images. Thank you so much to all those who entered. Lots of great comments. I see Michael's in here as well. Michael Hertel, another winner. Thanks a lot. It's an honour for me. It's an honour for us to be able to judge such a wonderful competition every year. Thank you for entering all those incredible images. Thank you again to our partners at Public Lands for entering or for sponsoring the competition this year and donating some incredible prizes, which our team will be in touch with all our winners to get those prizes sorted for next year. Just thinking about some of the comments, as I say, I saw leading up to the announcement today and previously, please remember it's a community event where the real win is to be part of this incredible community. The judging panel does a lot of really hard work to make sure that, we're judging appropriately and correctly and that the images are worthy winners. Those honourable mentions, those kind of runner-up honourable mentions will be posted on Flickr over the coming days, so stay tuned for those. And then it is always an exciting time for me to say there's another competition coming. I have the honour of being the first to mention that Your Best Shot 2024 is just around the corner. It's our biggest competition every year. You're going to have to work hard to beat the numbers that entered this competition. So I hope it's a huge competition coming up here before the end of the year. So keep an eye out on all our channels here at Flickr about Your Best Shot 2024. The announcements will be coming very, very soon. Thank you again to all of you who tuned in live and posted our comments and let us know how much you appreciate what we do here to run this contest. Thank you to my colleagues who've put in such hard work at setting up the competition in the first place. The community team just work so hard at engaging with you all, creating great contests like this one, making sure it's all moderated and done appropriately, and then helping us all judge the competition. So I have to give a shout out to my friend Edmund, who's always very vocal here. Oh, that's not the right one. Here we go. Edmund, thank you for your comments tonight on the chat. Congratulations all on a great job by the Flickr panel of judges. We appreciate your comments, Edmund. Hopefully we catch up soon. So yeah, that is it for another year for World Photography Day contest. But stay tuned for Your Best Shot 2024, which will be coming right around the corner, and we'll let you know about that. And of course, get over to our blog. You'll see a lot of great content on the blog about our winners and about everything else to do with the competition. And we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Keep the conversation going in the group. We love seeing it all, and we will be back very soon. For me, wherever you are in the world, stay safe, look after each other, be kind, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.